Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Today we want to talk about the long-term chart first. I think it's time for just an update, even though on the long term not too much has happened, but we get new viewers, from time to time, and it's just worth from time to time to update them as well with the overall projection also for the next bull run, because it could obviously be that the bull market has already started, but there is currently zero evidence in the chart for that. Surely, it has done enough in terms of the correction to start to turn around. And I made you aware when I bought, which was, I think the lowest buy that I made was around 16.5K for Bitcoin. That was around the 9th of November when FTX collapsed. So I highlighted that also on Telegram and Discord. And for me, however, it was not clear, and it still isn't clear that the bear market low has been made. Yeah, but it's all about tactics and strategy. How do you maneuver those different probabilities? I did highlight that in the Ethereum video as well. There are of course different possibilities and probabilities. Zero certainty in this market, and I am still leaning towards one more low. But before we dive deeper into the analysis, first a few words about the sponsor of today's Bitcoin video, Chartprime. Chartprime is a service that provides specific TradingView indicators. There are 5 specific and unique indicators that you can only get through Chartprime if you sign up to one of their plans. These are based on quite complex algorithms and formulas and can be helpful in identifying trade setups, which means they can provide additional signals that could support your trading. Indicators can, for example, also be useful to support Elliott Wave counts to give more confidence. Of course, you don't need to apply Elliott Wave to use Chartprime, and the combination of their indicators alone can provide trade setups and signals as well. They currently offer a 30% limited time discount, so if you are interested in this, check it out. Of course, bear in mind that no indicator works 100% of the time. Here's an example of the Bitcoin chart with one of the range indicators. This indicator combines various indicators in itself, so you can adjust it to your needs, but it basically shows your range resistances, different support resistance levels based on different time frames, and it categorizes them based on their relevance. And this indicator provides you with dynamic support and resistance bands to which the price is reacting. And if you're interested in checking it out, make sure that you use the link in the video description and on their website. You can also read through testimonials and you can join their Discord community, which you can join in case you have any questions about how to use those indicators. Just because I have seen far too many rallies in my, let's say, TA and trading career to sort of chase the green candles. Yeah, there are already a lot of analysts and also crypto Twitter, which always gets very emotional, that are calling for the low to be in, but there's no way of doing that at this stage. So I always prefer to take it level by level until it's really confirmed, because you don't really want to give someone the impression that you know, even though it's currently completely impossible to know. So we need to get the evidence by market structure, and only when the market has confirmed that the bear market is over, only then we can really say it is over. Now, very important, analysis and trading is completely different. So this of course doesn't mean that you have to wait until everything is confirmed to take a trade. That's a big misconception. You want to take the trade when the risk is low and the reward high, which means when you have a possible trade setup where you can, if you get stopped out, it doesn't really hurt too much. But if it works out, then you have a reward that pays you for any losses that you have made with any missed trades or whatever, right? Or any wrong trades. That is very important. So what I wanted to do, just want to show you here, should the bull run already start, what would be the all-time high target? Because I did get a few questions about that in the last few video. You can see that this is a chart. Basically, just want to show you here the movement of March 2020 to the high, which I consider a wave 1. We came down in A wave, moved up in an overshooting B wave, came down in C. So what I have to do, I have to go from the top of that cycle, that wave 1, all the way down to I have to take it from the last low, because if we get another low, I don't know exactly where that will be. My estimate will be, it will be around 14K, maybe even 13K with the latest price structure. But let's assume the low is already in, then it would take us to at least, and we're talking about the third wave, which would be a 5-wave move, yeah. This would have to take us to around 115K at least, or 114K at least. But this is sort of the range in which it would normally take place between the 1.618 extension and the 200% extension, between 114K and 137K. Then we should get a shallow 4 and another 5. That could even take us to 175K. Now this will take time, yeah, especially here. If you look at how long the wave 2 was, you would expect the wave 4 to be of a similar length at least, yeah. And it will be boring, that wave 4, I can tell you that already, because if we say that the wave 2 was, it took, how long did it take? A year or whatever? 2 years, yeah. Then, yeah, you can imagine that the wave 4 will take quite a while as well. And it could be quite a sharp correction as well. Yeah, it could come down quite a bit sharp. And the reason for that is because the wave 2 here was an expanded flat, which means that often when the wave 2 is a flat, the wave 4 would be a zigzag, which is a sharp correction. So that's sort of where we are here in terms of the long-term outlook. Then if we zoom in a little bit, I go to the 4-hour chart just to show you here the wave C when we came down. I mean, there are different interpretations. Wave 1 down here into January 22. This can be counted in a different way, but that's certainly a valid way of counting it. Then a wave 2 to the upside here. The wave 3 down, which bottomed here in June. A wave, well, possibly 4 to the upside. That would be the bullish case. We peaked here in a wave 4 at around 25K. What I want to say here is we really did only the minimum that a wave 4 does. So in a wave 4, you would normally expect the minimum would be 24,750 in this case, the 23.6 fib. And we did assume, maybe the wave 4 was finished, we came down. Yeah, okay, all good. The bear market could be over, right, with this last low here in November, because the wave 4 did what it needed to do. However, the move down was unfortunately not an impulse. It was an ending diagonal. And this could easily be interpreted as a corrective wave, because in an ending diagonal, ideally, I would have wanted to see one more low. So actually one low is missing, which makes this move down actually a very clear 3-wave move. So the only way I can really count a bear market low here is with a truncation in the ending diagonal, and that is normally only valid in exceptional circumstances. So that's why I'm not really convinced that the low is already in. Yeah, the bear market low is already in. What is very much possible, and that's actually what I'm leaning to. Now be careful not just to trade what I'm leaning to, because that's just what I think is still fairly likely, because it fits better with the structure. But the market has shown in the past that also unlikely patterns are working out. So that's why you need to be interested in the strategy, the tactics, how to maneuver this market by making the best choice out of all the probabilities. Yeah, if you have a bullish and a bearish count, make sure you take it level by level, trade the setups, don't trade the count. Yeah, you can have conflicting counts and still make good profit. Now, what I mean here is that we could just be doing that, this A wave, that what I just had labeled as wave 4 could just have been an A wave. The move down, a very clear 3-wave structure. A very clear 3-wave structure. It could be a B wave. That's why I consider this option so strongly. And then the C wave to the upside in 5 waves. This is important because those 5 waves up in themselves here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, could just be part of the C wave of wave 4, which would eventually lead to a 5-wave move down. Yeah, maybe into the 14 to 13K area. Certainly should go lower than November. And that's why I'm not yet convinced that the bear market low has been made. Well, it could have been made, but I can't tell you, because there is a bullish interpretation, yes, but I have my doubts. And there's a bearish one, and the bearish one actually met that it just works out perfectly. It just works out perfectly. The count would be great, it wouldn't even be rare. It's not even rare to see this undershooting B wave. Why? Because if this is a wave 4, you often see flat patterns in a wave 4, and this is a running flat, or it might become an expanded flat. Yeah, expanded flat where the C would go above the A wave, running flat where the C will end below the A wave. So hopefully that's clear. Yeah. So how do we know the low is in? Well, we only know when we get these 5 waves up and then 3 waves down. Yeah. And then hold key support, which I will give you probably around 18K, that will be, which I will give you as soon as we have a confirmed top in place. And what are the tactics now? What are the tactics, strategies? Well, my strategy is, but I highlighted that along the way already. So my strategy was dollar cost averaging, not massive positions, but that's different for anybody. You know, I already have a decent Bitcoin Ethereum position, so I don't need to buy tons and tons and tons. And also I want to wait until we have either a confirmed low in place, you know, or until we go to much lower prices to buy again. So that's sort of my plan. But, you know, I keep it small, still fairly small, you know, buying here and there. Dollar cost averaging, took 25% of profits on the way up here. Well, actually up here. Will scale in again here now in this support area across the market. Still keeping it fairly small, yeah, to trade the wave 5 to the upside. And then if we come down in a wave 2 and if we hold the wave 2 area, then be more aggressive in a long trade. Yeah, because this will be a 1-2 setup, which is worth trading because the wave 3 could take us into the 40 to 50K range, certainly. It is also technically possible if we now zoom in here a little bit. This is now the movement that you can see of the June low, and might be worth zooming in further to look at from November or December even, because this is really when we had the 1-2 setup here in yellow. It is also technically possible that the 3 was here, the yellow 4 here, and the yellow 5 here. However, not my most likely scenario. In theory, everything is possible, right? But not the most probable scenario. But if this is the case, then should we lose the key support here at 20K, then we come down a bit lower, and then we have our wave 2 test already. Yeah, so it would rather come a little bit earlier. But I think, you know, next week we have a lot of opportunities coming here for a possible trade of the 5th wave across the market. Yeah, will be really, really interesting. So this is certainly a time not to be asleep, not to be out of the market. I think it's the time to pay attention and to be very much aware of what could be coming, maybe next week, maybe next couple of weeks. And yeah, it's all about, you know, does this wave 4 support level actually hold? Because from this high here, of this high, we came down in an A wave, moved up in no, it's actually, yeah, the A, B, then the C wave down, the C wave currently. We come down just now a little bit, but still not much price action or difference from the previous video. So I currently, if I go to the 1 hour chart, you see it better. I currently think we need at least one more low. Yeah, one more low here in the wave 5. Now, what I don't know at this stage, is the wave 4 already running here or not? I probably would say, I don't know. No, it's unclear. It's terribly unclear. So I don't have a very good view of what's happening here on the micro level. Sometimes that's the case because it just has too many possibilities what this could be. But for now, I will assume that at least one more low is needed, and then that low could be the last one of this wave 4. But yeah, this is sort of where we are. Key support again between 21,250 and 20,000. That's what I'm watching out for. And yeah, next possible setup, if we make a bit of a substantial move up, for example, here in the wave 4, depending on where we actually now bottom, but just to give you a rough idea, if we get into this region here between probably 22K, you know, to 22.250, this might be our wave 4. So this can go up all the way to the 50% retracement and then come down. So that might be a short trade if we get there, but it's less reliable because it's really micro count here. What will be the next probably high probability count and a high reward count will be here the wave 5 to the upside, if that can be traded, right? Because that could take us from here into the 28K area, which would be quite a decent low risk and high reward setup. But yeah, that's where we are with Bitcoin. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. If you're interested, maybe you want to check out our More Crypto Online foundational trading course that you can find on morecryptoonline.com with a few Elliott Wave chapters as well. Overall 15 chapters in total. So you can take that if you're interested. Maybe just check it out. Also follow us on Instagram and Twitter. we add there additional content as well, you know, some signals here and there and some stuff about mindset and trading tips and my perspective on certain things around trading and technical analysis and the coins. And other than that, yeah, hopefully you like the update. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.